Alright, let's jump right into this explainer of a truly vicious, mutated world. Imagine an Earth that's been totally overrun by terrifying giant mutant beasts. Humanity has been pushed to the absolute brink, and survival is definitely not guaranteed. Now, in this relentless environment, we're introduced to our incredibly overpowered protagonist, Lin Zichen. But what makes his journey so absolutely fascinating isn't just that he becomes the strongest guy around. It's exactly how he manages to do it in a world that has completely abandoned traditional human potential.
So here's the real question. In a society where literally everyone else is desperately splicing their genes or, tearing out their own limbs for metal replacements just to survive, what happens when one kid decides to just do sit-ups and push-ups? The contrast is hilarious, but it is awesome. We are looking at a pure, unadulterated physical training grind that completely dominates cybernetic killing machines and heavily mutated beasts. So let's see how this world actually works.
Okay, let's dive into this. To really get how wild this is, we have to look at the two standard paths to survival on this mutant Earth. First up, you have mechanical ascension. This means using heavy cybernetic modification, laser cannons, and high-end tech to battle the beasts. It's super effective, but you kind of lose your humanity, bit by bit. Then there's gene fusion. This involves actually absorbing mutant beast genes to gain their incredible powers. Think giant strength ant genes or flying beast genes. But the downside? You run the massive risk of losing your mind and mutating into a mindless monster yourself. Those are the rules of survival. But our guy, Lin Zichen? Yeah, he completely skips all of that.
Now let's look at the direct comparison. Lin Zichen was actually reincarnated into this world as a newborn baby. And right away, he awakened a unique cheat system called infinite adaptation. While mechanical and gene fusion rely entirely on external, really dangerous upgrades, Lin's infinite adaptation means that as long as he keeps training a specific body part, that part will just grow stronger without any physical limit whatsoever. No bottlenecks, no gross mutations, just pure, endless gains.
Part 1. Born with a cheat code, the OP baby years.
Because of this infinite adaptation, Lin treats his infancy like a video game, where he's just endlessly grinding for level-ups. I mean, at 4 months old, he's already walking. At 8 months old, his mother catches him doing sit-ups in the dark, and he actually has a chiseled six-pack. By age 2, he is casually lifting 20-kilogram dumbbells with one hand, and by age 3, he's up to 40 kilos. And here's the funny part. To keep from terrifying his parents, who by the way happen to be action web novel writers, he has to actively pretend to be a normal, helpless baby during the day and saves his hardcore gym sessions for the middle of the night.
Part 2. The Elementary School Boss, a Tyrant in the Making.
All right, let's do a quick stat check because the power scaling here is just insane. At age 4, the national news is raving about this so-called prodigy from the capital who can lift 30 kilograms with one hand. Big deal, right? Meanwhile, our boy Lin Zichen, who hasn't used a single drop of beast DNA, is secretly lifting 80 kilograms with one hand at the exact same age. He is massively outclassing the absolute best geniuses in the country, and nobody even knows it yet.
But wait, physical strength isn't his only weapon. By dominating elementary school sports and knocking out an insane system quest to read 100 million words, Lin unlocks some new, super overpowered attributes. He gains the Heavenly Wisdom Root, which pushes his learning capacity to the absolute peak of humanity. We're talking learning advanced martial arts or complex science just by looking at it once. But more importantly, he unlocks survival of the fittest. This is a real game changer. It literally allows him to devour the life essence of other creatures to forcefully evolve his own body.
Moving on to Part 3. Becoming the Junior High Tyrant, Devouring Beast Essence.
So this introduces a brand new leveling mechanic, and it's a simple yet wildly expensive 4-step process. First, he consumes mutant beast meat. Second, his system absorbs its life essence. Third, this slowly fills up a progress bar to unlock that specific beast's codex. And finally, once the codex hits 100%, he permanently gains that beast's biological attribute. For example, by eating a ton of ridiculously expensive ghost shadow squid meat, he gains the water-melding fortune attribute, making him incredibly agile and stealthy underwater.
Now, it's not all just fun, games, and eating exotic squids. We start seeing this slow-burn threat creeping into the background of the story, the Rat God cult. This is a traitorous, anti-human organization that willingly serves giant, highly intelligent mutant rats. Lin accidentally bumps into these cultists multiple times. He even saves a teacher from a cultist who mutates into a giant rat right in the middle of the street. It really sets the stage. Humanity isn't just fighting mindless beasts out there, they have an enemy within.
Which brings us to Part 4, High School and Beast Codexes Dominating the Elite. Right before he even walks into his first high school class, Lin does another stat check. 1,600 kilograms. Guys, that is literally the weight of a full-sized car. Lin Zichen can casually lift a car with one hand. And keep in mind, the world still thinks he's just a remarkably smart, athletic kid.
So how does Lin handle the quote-unquote elite geniuses in his high school? Well, there's this show-off duo from another city, guys like Wang Shuji, bragging all day about their sub-8-second 100-meter sprints. When it's Lin's turn, he deliberately holds back so he doesn't, break the laws of physics in front of his teachers, and just casually jogs a 7-second flat sprint. He effortlessly humbles the entire elite class in every single category, from written exams to wilderness survival, without even breaking a sweat.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Lin is building an absolutely insane arsenal of abilities. He unlocks Sky Eye from the violent giant eagle, giving him perfect dynamic tracking vision. He gets natural camouflage from the hidden breath dragon to completely mask his immense power level. Oh, and danger sense from the void eel. Now you might be wondering, how does a high school kid afford millions of dollars in premium beast meat to unlock all this? It's genius. Using his heavenly wisdom root, he literally just writes top-tier hit web novels in his spare time, raking in hundreds of thousands in royalties to fund his massive appetite.
But Lin isn't the only one leveling up here. His childhood friend, Shenqing Han, has struggled her whole life with this humiliating condition where her body constantly leaked fluids, which unfortunately made her a huge target for bullies. But Lin discovers the truth. She's not disabled at all. She's actually awakening a highly unique, ultra-rare physical attunement to water. Water can literally pass harmlessly right through her solid matter. She's a late-blooming superpower user in her own right, and she's slowly finding her confidence by Lin's side. Okay, so back to Lin's system. He gets this new quest to defeat 1,000 unique opponents in official combat, which will unlock a massive damage-boosting attribute called Natural Selection. But fighting people one by one, that's taking way too long. So Lin literally walks right into the principal's office, lifts a 700-kilogram dumbbell with one hand just to prove his worth, and demands a personal show match so he can challenge the entire school. And yeah, he completely wipes the floor with every senior, class boss, and martial arts prodigy, finally unlocking his pure damage buff.
Part 5, the college entrance exams. Into the forest. The big exam kicks off with a physical test. Lin Zichen is deliberately suppressing his power, using his natural camouflage so he doesn't get flagged for illegal gene fusion. So he kind of restricts himself to a 950-kilogram left, a 5.12-second sprint, and a nearly 5-meter vertical jump. But even while masking a massive chunk of his true strength, these held-back numbers sent absolute shockwaves through the elite examiners.
But listen, that physical test was literally just a warm-up. Stage 2 is a grueling, 7-day wilderness survival and practical combat exam. 100,000 of the nation's brightest young elites are dropped into a massive forest. They have to hunt for hidden scorecards, fight off wild mutant beasts, and even battle each other for supremacy. Lin, of course, just uses his Sky Eye to effortlessly spot scorecards. He treats the terrifying wilderness like a casual grocery run, just to help Shenqing Han get a top score.
But hey, remember the rat god cult? Yeah, they definitely haven't just been sitting around. And this brings us to a massive, terrifying cliffhanger. As those 100,000 students enter the forest, we discover that one of the exam's designated safety officers is actually a deep-cover rat god cultist, and he has smuggled 10 mysterious, corrupted demon seeds right into the exam grounds. The cult's target? The fresh, elite blood of the nation's future heroes.
So what on earth is going to happen in that forest? How will Lin Zichen's pure, unstoppable physical strength stack up against a coordinated supernatural assassination plot by the rat cult? We've seen Lin casually outclass cyborgs and gene fusionists, but protecting his friends in a lockdown forest against 10 demon seeds, that is a whole new level of danger. It leaves us with one provocative thought to wrap up this explainer. When humanity's survival supposedly depends on becoming monsters, is the only one who can save them the kid who flat out refused to change? Thanks so much for joining me.